We all know how daunting it can be to make the right career move or just follow your dreams. Well, to put those anxieties into perspective, I'm joined in studio by Dean Botha from the Pride Factor Initiative. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Well, can you tell us a little bit more about this initiative and what it is that you guys do?
Pride Factor was developed around the very successful motivational talk seminars, the Success Summit industry, where the likes of the, Steve Wozniak's, Robert Kiyosaki's, all that, and they get the crowd all motivated and then usually try and sell them something at the end.
Absolutely.
We've taken that platform and we've modified it slightly, and it's directed strictly at kids, mainly at teenagers, without the sell at the end as well. So basically what it is motivational seminars for teenagers, talking about careers and things after life, and mainly about trying to find their passions.
So I mean, I can imagine, you're at, the beginning of the real world and you don't really know what to do. What is it that you find that most of your participants are struggling with? And what is it that you try kind of push for them to understand and following their dreams?
So I think a lot of it comes down to peer pressure, teacher pressure, friend pressure, all that kind of stuff. I mean, the doctor, lawyer, accountant, the golden three, they'll always be there. They'll always be great money earners. Whether people enjoy their jobs or not is to be debated at another time. So basically what we try and put across is, listen, the world is changing. It's the information age. It's all about information. And you are it is quite easy to actually turn your passion into a career. So that's what we're trying to do, is just try and inspire the kids to find their passions, to turn their direction and their focus towards it, because at the end of the day, I mean, you're going to spend a large portion of your life working. And if you're doing something that you love, we see that as the golden opportunity.
Absolutely. So can you tell me how do you kind of encourage these kids to negotiate that relationship with their parents? I do understand, that there comes peer pressure and also like parent pressure and financial constraints and obligations that you need to fulfill. How do you make these kids understand that, anything is really possible?
I think one of the main things we need to do is one of the main things that we direct the kids to do after school is obviously study more. Study more is the kind of the golden choice. Try and study more, further your education in every way that you possibly can. If you can do that and or have a job at the same time, wonderful. But if you can tap away at your entrepreneurial nature, there's something that, creativity or music, TV presenting, web design, building things we have. If you can find a way of tapping away at that, and as I say, becoming really good and trying to direct that and turn that into your career, then you have found your balance with, as I say, with what you said, the pressures of the parents and the teenagers, or the parents and the teachers, as well as your passion side of things.
Well, I do understand that you also have quite a dynamic CV and that you're doing a lot of things and have done a lot of things. How have you kind of used your own experiences as, a presenter and, speaker, and how have you used that to kind of channel, I don't know, motivation to these kids that you don't need to do one thing,
Yeah. I think the whole Pride Factor has kind of become a culmination of mine and my business partners' lives. Tracy McGregor and Mark Bureau are both business partners of mine, as well as a guy called Tamir Morat and Paul Botha. And all of us have found our careers coming from the things that we love. So for instance, I've been involved with professional surfing for a long time. I was a sponsored athlete for a long time. I then got into surf coaching, dealing with kids. From that, I started picking up the microphone and commentating surfing events, and now hosting things like Rocking the Daisies and Oppie Koppie and all that. So the public speaking side came about, which introduced me to the Success Summit industry. So between all those culminations of public speaking, of knowing how the Success Summit industry works, the inspiration and the motivation, and having absolute love for the kids and the teenagers, I think all three of those have come together and Pride Factor was born. Also just with the underlying fact that unemployment is tearing its way through this country. And if we can pass along a entrepreneurial spirit where the kids aren't necessarily going out and getting a job, but going out and creating jobs, I think that's the goal at the end of the day, is to actually create a set of entrepreneurs that are excited about what they do, who are actually in turn creating more jobs,